Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Amiga A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of games for the Commodore Amiga. Today's game is Dogs of War, which was a 1989 release for Atari ST and Amiga, developed by Vector Dean and published by Elite Systems. It was the work of several well-known developers, including coders Steve Bak and Tim Coop, artist Chris Sorrell, and musician David Whittaker. Apologies if I've mispronounced any of those. The concept of the game is that you and optionally a friend play mercenaries and attempt to complete missions for in-game currency, which can subsequently be spent on new weapons and items for the next stage. At heart, it's a top-down run and gun like Commando, but it's often highlighted by modern commentators for its more deliberate pacing and desire to play in an almost stealthy manner. It was well received on its original release, with most reviewers noting that it wasn't an especially original concept, but it was well executed, and it was particularly fun in two-player mode. So, let's go play Dogs of War.
Okay, here we are with Dogs of War. I remember playing this a bit on the Atari ST back in the day, but I've never played the Amiga version. I suspect it's going to be fairly similar. This was a pretty well regarded game back in the day. It was sort of seen as a nice follow-up to Commando, which Elite also put out on home computers. So it's not an official sequel to Commando or anything like that, because Commando is Capcom, but this was released in sort of the same range of software as Commando was on the 16-bit platforms, and so it was kind of seen as a nice companion piece. Okay, so first thing you do is you buy your weapons by selecting them from this menu. So let's take the minigun and then just buy a shitload of ammunition for it. And maybe some grenades as well. And then just fill up on ammo. Alright, let's begin. So we're going to good old Blighty to begin with, to rescue someone who's been kidnapped. So, the way this works is you move around with the joystick, you fire with the fire button, like this, and you can switch between weapons. Normally you do this by pressing a key on the keyboard, but on the A500 Mini as we're playing here, you can actually assign that to a button on the controller, which is much more convenient. Elite knew that this control scheme was a bit awkward because it's set up in such a way that you just have to sort of vaguely bang one half of the keyboard to to change your settings. So I think it's you'd hit the left side of the keyboard to change your weapon, and you'd hit the right side of your keyboard to switch between normal and automatic fire. That doesn't really do anything with the minigun because it's a minigun, so whoops. Now, one thing I do remember about this game from playing it on the ST is that it's really hard. However, you can sort of take advantage of the enemies because they're quite stupid, and you'll see they tend to move in set patterns rather than actually following you. So as long as you can see what those patterns are and anticipate where they're going to move, you shouldn't have too much difficulty, as long as you don't wander into grenade explosions like I just did. Oh no! Ooh, that was close. And yes, as the screen layout suggests, you can play this in two-player simultaneously. Oh dear. You have failed your mission. Your game is over. And yes, I'm drinking milk through a straw because it's nostalgic to do it that way. Alright, let's try again. 1 or 2-player game. You can just press the 5 button there, you don't have to use the keyboard. Alright, let's try somewhere else. Let's go to Florida. A drug baron has recently caused the death of my dear son and the police can't touch him. Will you kill this evil man and allow justice? I will pay you $15,000. Alright, Well, let's try some different weapons just for the sake of it. So we'll get... let's try an RPK, general purpose machine gun. Reliability high, usage high as well. So we'll take one of those, and that takes 7.62mm ammo, which is these. And we'll just buy a load of them. And again, we'll get some grenades as well. Maybe an anti-tank weapon. 83mm rockets. Just a couple of them. Alright. Sounds like fun, huh? Let the mission begin! Alright, watch this. Whoa, hello. So you see, this weapon just fires a shot at a time by default. As if I hit this button, I can change between firing just one shot when you hold down the fire button and automatic fire. So I've got loads of ammo, so I think we can probably whoops! Yeah, we can probably safely use automatic fire for the minute. Again, success in this game is all about spotting those enemy patterns, because they are thick as pig shit, and they're not coming for you, they're just following their assigned routes. It might not feel that way sometimes, but if you watch, you can be standing right in front of them and they won't come for you, they'll just shoot at you. And they only tend to fire vertically as well, so as long as you're not directly in front of them, you can stay out their line of fire fairly easily. Whoops! Carefully. Sneak around the side and take them out. Now, I used to have real trouble with this game as a kid because I don't think I got my head around that pattern thing, but looking at it now, it's really obvious. And it's not a criticism either. I think it actually works quite well in the context of this game. So now we're going sideways. And there's guys coming from both sides. From the left and the top. So that makes things a little bit more difficult. But again, they're still just following their paths. Yeah, let's just run on past the difficult looking bits. Although maybe we can take out some of these installations with our anti-tank weapon. Or not. We can die instead, that's good too. It's gone very dark in here, isn't it? Let's just open the curtains a little bit. There we go. Moody lighting. Alright, well that was better. That still wasn't amazing, but it was better. Alright, again. This is actually better than I remember it being. A political leader has been abducted by right-wing activists, mate, who are holding him prisoner. Will you free him for $9,000? Alright. Buy your weapons, player one. I quite like that gun we had there, but let's try and do a different one just for variety's sake. So this one takes 5.56mm bullets. Which is those. I'll have a load of them, and some grenades, and some more of them. And we don't need to spend all our money. That should be fine. Alright, again. Oh, it's hard to see the bullets on this background. Yeah, get on the road where it's easier to see their shots. They're coming thick and fast, mate. Oh no! This is going poorly! Well, that went very poorly. I would have expected that to be easier, given the lower reward money, but apparently not. Apparently not. Alright, let's go to Australia. Oh, 5,000. I'm not going to try and do an Australian accent because it sounds just like my South African accent, so... Alright, that takes 10mm. Just a load of them. Let's just play with the minigun, because the minigun's fun. Alright, here we go. The desert wastes of Australia. The minigun's obviously got a hell of a rate of fire, but it's also got very good range as well. You'll notice some of the other weapons that we were using, their bullets kind of sort of dissipate partway up the screen. And the minigun fires all the way up the screen. Oh god, there's hundreds of them. I have to be slightly more careful with that ammo consumption though, because the bullets are a lot more expensive. Oh no, I walked right into that one. You'll notice we have a stirring David Whittaker soundtrack accompanying the action. Very much got that distinctive David Whittaker sound about it as well. Lots of arpeggiated synth lines. And of course he's loving those sampled drums that the Amiga was so known for. Yeah, this game is actually a lot more fun than I remember. And it's all simply because of spotting that pattern to how the enemies move. Or indeed spotting the fact that the enemies are moving in patterns. Oh! That was not very nice. Because as soon as you recognise that, the whole game becomes much easier to play. And much more fun as a result. We're a bit into I can't see bullets town again. Well, it's okay, I'll just hide behind this native hut and fire a barrage of bullets across that they will wander blindly into. I think this is the furthest we've got in any level so far. Heading into the jungle. Yeah, it's just all about taking your time a bit more than anything. Not just charging ahead, because if you charge ahead, you're going to end up in trouble. Whereas if you hang back a little bit and just wait and see what the enemies are doing, you can play a bit more tactically. It's actually quite surprising how many games from this period played like this, in what I like to call a sort of strategic shooter style. Because games like this tended to get lambasted in reviews for being mindless bloodbaths. When in fact, as we can see here, there's actually a lot more going on than might first appear. It's actually quite a nicely designed game in terms of mechanics and overall structure. No, no! Oh, it's all over. I thought we were going to make it through that mission. It's gone dark again. Excuse me. Yeah. Right. Oh, I got a high score. Enter your name, player 1. Pete. Oh. And crash. I guess because the disc is write protected. Oh well. Let's fire it up again and have another go. I don't know how you unwrite protect the disc on the Amiga, on the A500 Mini. There's probably a way to do it. It's probably through the config files that you put on the USB stick that you've got all your disk images on. But I don't know. Alright, let's go here. And I'm going to go with the minigun again, because that was doing us pretty proud then. So just load up on minigun ammo. And off we go. Let the mission begin. It's a shame there's not much enemy variety. That's the only real sort of criticism I'd level at this. And there's a car alarm going off outside. It's the terrorists! Destroy them! So yeah, I gotta confess, although obviously I choose what we're going to cover every week on this series, I wasn't super looking forward to covering this because I remember having such a hard time with it as a kid, but this is one of those examples when it's actually been great to return to something and learn something about it. And it's also one of the key reasons I really like doing these retro game series, because the more I do them, the better I am at spotting the various things that games do, the things that you can tell about their game design and so on. And that in turn really helps me to appreciate a much wider variety of different games. So there are no downsides. Oh, I do not like those things. And that's why you need to carry grenades with you. Alright, let's have one more go. And let's head to here. An invaluable Inca statue has been stolen from me by some local criminals. If you could return it to me, I would be most grateful, and I will pay you $5,000. Alright, so let's go for a different weapon. Let's go for this one again. So 7.62 millimeters. That is much cheaper. And one of them, and some anti-tank shells, and then just top up on bullets. Let the mission begin! See, this weapon's got much shorter range and a slower rate of fire, but it's also much cheaper. Much cheaper than the minigun. Again, I'm just going to wait here. There we go. Set up a nice little ambush for them. Yeah, this is really fun, actually. I mean, obviously horrors of war and all that. You know, if you're not into shooting dudes, this isn't going to change your mind much, but mechanically and structurally, this is really solid. Wah, wah. Now, can we blow up the door of that place? No, we can't. Okay. Well, that's $1,400 down the drain. But I had to know. I had to know if you could blow the bloody doors off. Time to go side-scrolling? Yes. See, oh no! See, I understand how this game works now. You go up for a bit, then you go sideways for a bit, then you go up for a bit more, then you go sideways again. Oh god. Oh dear, that went poorly. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's good fun. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's always nice when that happens. When I remember this game being well received back on its original release. I remember sort of not getting it because I had so much difficulty kind of progressing in it because, as it turns out, I wasn't playing it properly. But yeah, that's a really good little run and gun game. So if you like Commando and that type of thing, be sure to give that one a go because it's good fun. And I suspect it'll be even more fun if you bring a friend along for the ride as well. But anyway, we'll leave that there for today. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.